Want to welcome everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Vernon Rayford. I'm the medical director of the Advanced Practice Clinician Fellowship Program. And I have been working with the Systems Diabetes Prevention program since 2018 is when our first cohort, and then the time before the end, in terms of getting trained. I've been trained as a lifestyle coach for the diabetes prevention program since 2016. Um, and the program, we are in our fourth cohort here through the system. An additional cohort was done at one of the factories in the area at Hunter Douglas by one of the population health nurses. We have been working with this program for for me, the last almost 6 years. It's an incredible program, a program that um, has stood the test of time in terms of helping people to improve their health. Now, in particular, this is the diabetes prevention program. The original studies that gave us ultimately this program were in people who were at a high risk for having type 2 diabetes. These were people who had obesity, family history of diabetes, people who were often told that they had prediabetes, women who had a history of gestational diabetes, people who were older, and in that group of people at high risk for developing type 2 diabetes over the next 5 years, the diabetes prevention program intervention was shown to reduce that risk significantly. And that was compared to medications as well as no active treatment. And those studies were done 20 plus years ago. And since then, the program has been scaled up to be done in communities, to be done in groups, and the curriculum has been refined to deliver the program in as many settings. The program, although weight loss is part of some of the goals, the program is not a weight loss program. The program is not a exercise program. Um, Ideally, what we are hoping to accomplish is to reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. We do not people we do not restrict access to the program to people. There's some people who have diabetes and want to take the opportunity to improve their health through some of the goals. That's perfectly fine. What you will notice is a lot of that curriculum is going to be a lot of that curriculum will be devoted toward diabetes prevention. And so you'll see with the handouts, there'll be a lot of emphasis on people who were at risk for type 2 diabetes and talking about their experiences in a program like ours, changing their health to reduce their risk of type 2 diabetes and improve their health. Um, so the program, there's no magic to it. Um, the program has a strong emphasis on um, learning the different aspects that go into improving our health, and so it's be turned behavioral therapy, where you're learning the different aspects, the different behaviors that go toward our goal for the program. Simply put, the goal for the program is a little bit of weight loss. And for the program, we define that as losing 5 to 7% of your weight. That means if you were to weigh 200 pounds, that's losing anywhere from 10 to 14 pounds. Um, that's a goal. The intention for the program is to lose that weight in the first 6 months, keep that weight off, As well as the other goal for the program is to have at least 2.5 hours a week of moderate to vigorous physical activity, and that goal is monitored through self-report. So we ask participants to report their weekly exercise minutes for the program, and the research has shown that people who meet those two goals have almost a 60% reduced chance of developing type 2 diabetes in the next 5 years. And so it's an incredible risk reduction. Not only is there reduced risk of type 2 diabetes, people in the program are have a lower many people are on reduced blood pressure medicines, reduced cholesterol medicines. People can have other improvements as a consequence of those two goals, that little bit of weight loss and that um, physical activity. Great part about this is the program is free for participants. And we record the sessions. We have last year's sessions are recorded. And my hope is that this year, although we began virtually, that we can transition back to in person. Ideally, the program is delivered in person. And my hope is that with the COVID pandemic, my hope is that it decreases to the point that we can transition back to virtual. Um, the program doesn't involve any medications, um, and the program is delivered over a year with 26 sessions. So the first 4 months of the program, and then next week we will talk specifically about the program, showing you the schedule, going over some of the different forms that you have from the program, some of the different worksheets per se for the program. The program is a year long program, 26 sessions. The first 4 months, sessions happen once a week. So 16 sessions at weekly intervals, then a couple of months of sessions that are every 2 weeks, and then the last 6 months of the program will have monthly schedules. We ask the participants, strongly ask, require the participants to submit weights. If this were in person, we would have a confidential weigh-in where participants weigh themselves. We record their weight. We don't share their weight with anyone but the participant. But that's how we track progress of the participants. Again, it's a very confidential process that we do. Since we're virtual, we ask participants to weigh themselves at least once a week, and submit those weights, as well as minutes of physical activity per week. And so once we get up to that, so starting off, you don't have to get on the scale. As we go through the first few weeks, then we will ask for the weekly weigh ins, as well as the next few sessions, we'll ask for the weekly exercise minutes, um, with the understanding that people are more likely to improve those things that they actively monitor. And so, people who have weight loss as a goal, those people who are actively monitoring their weights, are more likely to progress toward their goals. Similarly, for those who are um, wanting to increase their exercise minutes, those people who track their exercise minutes are more likely to progress toward their goal exercise minutes. Um, there are, again, the program is the way we've run the program. We have not excluded people if they have type 2 diabetes. We've not excluded people if they themselves don't meet the criteria. We've had some participants who were spouses of someone with either prediabetes or diabetes, and so they were participating in the class to learn uh, more ways to support their spouse. We've had some parents uh, participate in the class with their adult children. The group we do, at least the program was not designed for teens younger than 18. Although there is an opportunity, the program itself is not for teens less than 18. And um, just based on the original studies, the program is not for women who are actively pregnant. Again, those were groups that were excluded in the initial studies, and the program will often list those people as ones who are outside of the program goals. Um, we so I think what I'll do is I'll share the screen, Angel, in the text box. So there's an email address that's associated with the program. You may have received the email. That's the address at which you can send your weights and your exercise minutes. The sessions, there will be handouts for the sessions, and those handouts are accessible through the website. There's a website which I will show you. Um, and if you Google, maybe the easiest way, if you Google Diabetes Prevention Program, North Mississippi Health Services, it should take you to the website that gives our contact information, but also gives you a class schedule. And Um, it will also be the place where you will join the link. And so, as you can see, it's outlined with the classes for to go on for the rest of the year. Um, and you also have the chance. So if you're on this video and you want to get a sense of what it would be like through the virtual experience, there's a link for you to go and view our past videos. And so videos from the last session. And so if you want to just take a look, these videos are not long. Our sessions are definitely less than an hour. Often we have our sessions less than 30 minutes since they're virtual. So you can get a sense of some of the past sessions. I encourage you to not kind of jump ahead. Many of the sessions build upon each other. And so the sessions that we do in real time are more valuable because they simulate the sessions that we would have done if we were in person. So the group sessions if we were in person. Um, Now, what's going to be added to this website that's not there is we will add the actual link to the handouts. So the um, like you see action plan journal, fitness log, food log, there are actually handouts for each session starting on the 8th. So the introduction has a handout, and we will get those links added so that you could print the handouts or have the handouts ready for you for the class, and they'll look something like this, where you'll have prevent T2 as the label, and you'll have content that will guide you through the lessons, and we will have a presenter every session. The presenters will be fellows in the APC fellowship program, or nurse practitioners who are completing the fellowship program. They will be the presenters. Let me get this off the screen. So they'll be the presenters. So they'll be the handouts there. See if I'm forgetting anything. Okay. So I'm actually going to quit talking. It's a really, really great program. Um, just the value of the program comes from the group interactions. The programs like this, the value doesn't come from us presenters. It comes from the shared experiences, the group problem solving, the group accountability that comes from the group setting. The curriculum is well designed, well put together, and can help guide that kind of interaction. And I want people to know the program isn't about us standing up in front of you telling you what to do. The program is about teaching you many of the different behavioral aspects that um, that factor into us meeting our goals or us having challenges in meeting our goals. And so it explores many of the different aspects of how can you go from one place to the next through changing your behavior. And so um, we really encourage participation, the accountability, the problem solving. We will not give you a sheet of paper that tells you what to eat. We will not give you a sheet of paper that tells you how to move and things like that. It'll be more problem solving, and the people who are most successful are the ones who are finding the solutions uh, in their in their lives, considering their strengths, their preferences, and their unique challenges. So I'm excited to start this program again. Um, we've learned a lot. Um, this is this would be our second year that we began fully virtual. So we are rounding out our experiences. We began two cohorts fully in person, one cohort completed in person, the other cohort, um, COVID happened in the middle, so we transitioned to virtual. The last group was fully virtual, start to finish. And my hope is that this group will start virtual and end in person. So I'll quit talking and I'll answer any questions you can ask by unmuting your microphone, ask any questions, or you can enter those in the chat box. So, Angel, do you have anything to add?
No, sir. Just a reminder that we will try to start at 5 o'clock next Tuesday evening. And you can always, like Dr. Rafer said, you just come back to the same page every week to log in to the next week's link for that session. And all the available handouts will be there attached next to that link, as well as the schedule is available on the internet, so you can print that out and have that handy. Um, and you can submit your weight, like Dr. Rayford said, to diabetes prevention at nmhs.net, and we can start taking weight next week, and we'll start on the minutes the following.
And remember, the goal is again, people may have larger weight loss goals, bigger exercise goals. The goal is our goal for program and feeling like we're successful is if we can help you meet that 5 to 7% weight loss, and we will have through the sessions, it'll help you figure out how many pounds that is, how many pounds the 5 to 7% weight loss is, um, and so we can we'll help you. So actually, next week in the intro, we will help start with goal settings, and what we'll do is in the meantime, we'll make sure we get the links to the sessions. If they're not on the website, what we can do is we can email you the a PDF of the session handout. We can do that if the links aren't on the website yet.